Even if you've never experienced anxiety before in your life, the likelihood is that you're experiencing some level of fear, trepidation, or anxiety at the moment. And of course, you are. I mean, there's a very definite threat here at the moment, and it's very scary for people. I'm sure a lot of people are feeling extremely vulnerable. A lot of people are feeling very scared. A lot of people are feeling very out of control. And I know I'm feeling like as if so much is spiraling out of control. And I'm somebody who very much likes to exercise control over a lot of areas in my life. It what helps keeps me on the straight and narrow. And all of a sudden it feels like as if the rug is being pulled out from under my feet. So I'm completely with you. I mean, it's not a nice place to be. However, what I keep trying to do is bring myself back to a place of acceptance. And this is a tough one because acceptance can at times be very easy when we're not all of that emotionally bothered about what it is that's going on. But when something really significant is happening and our coping mechanisms are threatened, they're not available to us anymore, all of a sudden practicing acceptance can be a whole other kettle of fish. And that's kind of where I'm at the moment. I definitely use certain activities, I definitely use my routine as a way of regulating, as a way of staying on top of things, as a way of, I suppose, keeping myself in a good place. And as I said, all of a sudden they're being very much threatened and taken away from me, and it's taken its toll. I can feel it. I can feel the anxiety. I can feel what's going on for me. And then I recognize as well, I suppose, that in comparison to what's going on a global level, it shouldn't really be like that. I should be just practicing the gratitude, and I should, that, I have my life and I have my family, and but it's hard, and I'm constantly, I suppose, setting intentions and praying and trying to bring myself back to that place of surrender and recognizing all of the good that I have, as opposed to focusing on what is being taken away. And I'm trying as well to put as positive a light as I can on things, which again isn't all that easy. I'm trying to maybe see this as a way of pulling back a little bit from life. I'm still going to be working with clients, I'm still studying away, but just, kind of maybe getting a little bit more insight as to what really matters, spending a lot of time with my son, connecting more with him, building my relationship with him a little bit more. And I think at a time like this, it's very easy to catastrophize. It's very easy to jump to the worst case scenario, and that's not beneficial. We cannot let fear and anxiety consume us, because it will eat us alive and it will disconnect us from others. And I think more than ever, we need to connect with others. We need to go above and beyond where we normally go in acts of kindness. We need to start checking on people. We need to make sure that people that we haven't been in touch with for a while are okay. We need to reach out to people who may potentially be terrified and not be able to talk about it. We need to recognize that a lot of people who have certain needs may not be able to get those needs met because of circumstance, and that they may really be struggling and not be able to talk about it. So we need to consider outside of our own little circle. We need to consider outside of our own experience, and this will help us, I suppose, move away from our own fears and our own self-centeredness and our own capacity to just think about the impact that it is having on us on a personal level. And we also need to think a little bit outside of the box, because we assume because our normal way of doing things is no longer available to us, that we just don't get to do them anymore. And I think it's about finding ways to live as regulated a life as possible, to keep yourself, as I said, on a good path, as opposed to reverting to coping mechanisms that may not be all that healthy. I'd be worried that a lot of people would be drinking that little bit more, or just doing things that wouldn't necessarily help them. They may not, they may shy away from people, they may isolate themselves a little bit more. And it's just important that you try to stay as healthy as possible. I mean, literally, your immune system is very much based on how you look after yourself. So more than ever, it's important that you're kind to yourself and that you take care of yourself. And bear in mind as well that the more stressed and anxious you are, the more you kind of try to fight the reality of what is happening, the more compromised your immune system is going to be. So if you can find acceptance for what is happening, recognizing that it is what it is, that it's not going away in the next few days, and then committing to finding ways in which you can put as much appropriate action in place to look after yourself and to look after your family. And that's not going to the shops and, you know, kind of buying a load of stuff. It's basically ensuring that your family are looked after, that you still get a little bit of exercise inside of the house, that everyone still gets sleep, that everyone gets an opportunity to talk about their anxieties, that you all connect with each other, that you fully explain to your kids what's going on, and, you know, reassure them that they don't need to be all that scared, and that you talk to somebody about your fears, that you talk to somebody about what's going on for you, you know. And that's what it's all about. I mean, the more we unite on this, the more likely we are to get through it, you know, in one piece. And even if you can't physically connect with somebody, if you just give them a phone call or a text message, try to keep the lines of communication open, try to understand that everyone is struggling here and that there's a unity in it, and that the more we work together, the more likely we are to come out the other side. And as I said, I'm not saying that's easy. I'm struggling with a lot of what may seem to others very superficial things, but to me are, you know, kind of hugely important. And yet, as I said, it is going to be a time when I think potentially I can grow a lot if I can manage to surrender to what it is that's happening. And we have no other choice. I mean, surrender is the only thing you can do, and pray and hope that everything works out okay, and that as many people as possible stay healthy. So I'm thinking of everyone today and sending my blessings, sending love, compassion, and I hope everyone is okay wherever it is that they are.